Kamden Lopati committed to Illinois last night. We're going to take a look at the 2027 quarterback right now, 6'3", 215 from Weston Salt Lake City. As always, you guys let me know what you think about him. Any other 27, 26 kids you want me to take a look at, I'll make sure I do that. 6'3", 215, right? That's the first thing that I look at just because it shows up in the spreadsheet. And before he even throws the ball, you can see just how big of a frame he's got. And we'll see him on the ground in a little bit and how I like him athletically and as a runner. But, this first throw, watch Jace Johnson, who's going to be one of the top quarterbacks, I think, in the 27 cycle. It's a similar deal. It's a similar type throw. Opposite hash to the opposite end of the end zone. Hits this kid on the back shoulder there. Beautiful ball to start. And, I got to tell you about Kamden here. There's some balls here with some serious zip on him. So I think this kid's got a really good arm. I think sometimes when you see him push the ball downfield, the footwork gets a little all over the place and he kind of loses some velocity downfield. But you'll see a lot of flashes of this kid even rolling out, able to put some real juice on some of these fastballs here. Here's another one, man. This is some advanced, opposite hash to the opposite number here, hitting this corner outside of the numbers. There's NFL quarterbacks, prospects that struggle to make that throw every now and then. So for a sophomore in high school, I think you see a really, really good arm. That's what stands out to me is the velocity that these balls have. And, a lot of people talk about arm strength. That Josh Allen, at the combine, 80 yards down the field. Zach Wilson at the pro day, 80 yards down the field. A lot of them are more this. This is really where arm strength shows up. Being able to thread this needle right here. This got some serious velocity on it. Hits the dude in stride as well. Here's one. This is going to be a bit of a criticism, and this isn't because I don't think that he's not a good player. I think he just has a better arm than this. I think he could have led this kid a bit more. Some of these throws that we saw before, just how fast they're coming in. Ended up being a touchdown, yeah, but you're not going to have that much space in college, I don't think. See, pretty creative with the ball in his hands, extending plays, like that he keeps his eyes down the field for sure. So weird that they opened up with Colquitt County last year. I just realized that because at first I saw the CC and I was like, oh, that's weird. It's some Utah school with the same logo as Colquitt County. And no, this is actually the South Georgia school, so I don't know what went into them going all the way to Georgia, but then I had to check, is he at some other Georgia school and he transferred to Utah? No. Very interesting. He can just rip it. That's really, really all there is to say about him. 6'3", 215. We like the plus frame. These have some serious velocity on it. This is a missile. And then you start getting into some of the athletic stuff. I just think there's a lot to like with this kid here. Trying to think anything else for me to bring up. I saw he's a 3-star in 24/7, but with these 27 grades, these rising juniors, I don't think they really take that deep of a look at them, and they just kind of go off of the consensus. I think when they start taking a deeper look at Kamden Lopati, I should say, that they're gonna have to add another star or two to him. But we'll see. 2 more years of high school football for him. Gonna be exciting to track this kid down the road, both in high school and then ultimately at college at Illinois, if that's where he ends up. But definitely has the tools to turn into a good quarterback at the next level. I say this all the time when I watch these quarterbacks, though. It's mostly about development at the next level. You can have the traits as at the other positions and still have a good career without the good coaching. Really tough to do that at quarterback. And, Illinois is starting to develop a track record with Altmaier, at least. Big fan of him. So seems like he's in good hands, but we'll see. You guys let me know what you think about Kamden Lopati. If there's anybody else in this 2027 class you want me to watch. Thanks for watching.